Welcome to the Austin All Day Culinary Tales podcast. I'm your host, Jason Powers, and this is episode 21. We are here with Executive Chef Reese Hay of the Hyatt Regency. Go follow us on Instagram where you can see the guests who are coming into the studio before the episode's uploaded. Right now, I'm uploading an episode once a week on the weekends to give people a chance to actually listen to these podcasts because we cranked quite a few out in a short time, but I highly encourage you to go listen to them because we've got some good content in there. If you prefer to listen to the audio on YouTube, it is available there, and we are on Patreon. Any support is greatly appreciated. You guys sit back, grab a drink, and check it out. I am here with Chef Reese Hay from Hyatt Regency.
Hyatt Regency in Austin, yeah.
Yeah, right by the river.
Technically on the river, or the lake, or
and you just came from
called.
there.
Yeah, 35 minutes ago.
Which is impressive, because we're in South Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you avoid 35, there's some decent ways to get around still.
And that is words to live by. Avoid 35.
Yeah.
At all costs.
Given to a man who drives in a truck all day.
All day.
Yeah.
And I have to get on 35 constantly.
Yeah, not a fan.
No. And if they ever finish it, we'll see what that's like.
I live in Buda, so if I come up, whenever they finish that extension they've been building for 2 years, I might try Mopac again.
Yeah.
But if you come up...
They finished
and
it.
come up Manchac, well, it's not open yet.
Oh, okay.
Or you come up Buda through Brody, it's one lane.
Yeah.
Once you get past like the first half mile of it, it's awful. So I just avoid it. I go up first or
it's the general
Congress.
It's just awful everywhere.
Pretty much.
I was talking to a guy yesterday who's going to put up a food truck in Buda. Do you got any spots out there that you go to for food trucks?
No.
Nothing?
Well, it's not, I guess it's not in Buda. I don't know if it's South Austin or Manchac or what it's called. If you're coming down 1626, if you take a right on Manchac and go down 1626 and you get to Bliss Spillar where the softball fields are, little kiddie baseball fields.
Okay.
There's that gas station there on the right. There's a Creole Cajun type food truck down there.
Oh, nice.
That is good.
Is
it's
it?
Real good.
Cool. That's not too far from home?
No.
Nice.
No, a couple miles.
Cool. So you've been in Austin for what?
It'll be 2 years in July.
2 years. Hyatt the whole time?
Yeah.
But you came from another Hyatt?
Yeah, I've been with Hyatt for 16 years.
How is this location? You're the executive chef over there?
Yeah, executive chef. So I oversee restaurants, in-room dining, banquets, all of it.
So you get a lot of traffic, foot traffic from just the general public, like people walking off the...
If there's festivals at Auditorium Shores, we get some people that come in. It depends. Depends on if the what festival I guess is going on, like the Henny Fest that they had over in the parking lot of the Statesman.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Okay,
because they don't put bathrooms over there, so it depends on what's in town, what festival it is. Like most people running or walking their dogs or whatever, they don't come up. But
right, yeah.
If they have a reason to be on that side of the water, if there's a show or whatever, then it gets pretty busy.
Okay, yeah. Because it is right there off the path.
Yeah.
And most people on that path are like exercising or riding a bike or like you said, walking the dog. But you could see more traffic in there, right? You are full functioning. That's got a restaurant in the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah, we have a restaurant. The patio overlooks the water, and it is the restaurant on the main floor of the hotel. Is it pretty steady there usually? Yeah, I mean... So the main floor restaurant, Marker 10, is open for lunch and dinner. It depends on who's in house, who's in town, what's going on. It can get real busy, and then it can be, hit or miss. So, should I go try it? I would, yeah. Yeah. I probably will. You should. I mean, you're in there every other week, so.
I am, and I'm saying this because it's not something I'd think to go to. I'd think, oh, let's go try Eberly, or let's go try Little Darlin', which I did stop into.
It's cool, right?
I talked to the crew there. I said, you guys keep coming up in the podcast.
Yeah.
It is very cool, though.
Little Darling's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good spot to go drink beer.
He
and
said
I
it's
you
just
can
the
bring your
three.
kids.
Yeah. Oh, he said it's just the three guys. I really wanted to check it out because a bunch of people have brought it up.
The food, so we'll go back to my hotel in a second, but the food at Little Darling, when you pull up, it's a parking lot, dive bar, drink outside. The inside isn't really all that nice, but their food is really, really good, like surprisingly good.
And he said it's just the three of them in there.
Their kitchen isn't that big enough to fit more than 3 people in it.
All right. Well, I invited all 3 of them. I said, well, come on.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So mine, the hotel industry, I think, for restaurants is, unless you have a signature showpiece restaurant, most of it's just an amenity for the guest.
Yeah.
So we have breakfast, we have a breakfast buffet, we have a la carte, we have in-room dining available for the overnight guest.
Right.
The lobby bar, trying to create an identity for a bar and a restaurant in a town that has 500,000 bars and restaurants in them, you have to decide, ride that fine line of how many people can you bring in, do you want to bring in, who you're trying to bring in, because you still have to have that captive audience, availability for the captive audience to spend the night.
That's true, too, yeah.
So, the food's good, and we will welcome anybody that wants to come in and eat it.
Yeah.
But trying to decide and create that image of a restaurant to the non-overnight guest is hard.
Yeah, I guess I'm bringing it up basically because, everybody's looking for a good place to go, and places get very busy here.
Right.
And if you run out of places or you feel like you have, you could try places like the Hyatt.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, try something different. Right off the water like that.
Mm-hmm. And we've tried now for the last 2 holidays with Easter and Mother's Day to do a brunch on the patio. We got lucky because it was gorgeous both days. So we had a full brunch from 10 to 2, mimosas and Bloody Marys and all kinds of food out on the patio, and it was amazing. So we do have the ability to do more. We just have to kind of pick and choose how we deliver it.
Right, yeah. But the Hyatt itself, 2 years here, it's going well, though? You like Austin?
Yeah.
What was previous to here?
Before here, I was in Columbus, Ohio for 3.5 years.
Good things about Columbus.
It's I've never lived anywhere else in the Midwest, so I don't have a lot to compare it to, but I went to a lot of other places in the Midwest, and Columbus was cool. It's a fun, weird little college town.
Yeah.
There's no professional. There's a professional team. It's a hockey team.
Sure.
Everything is Ohio State football, but Columbus is fun. There's some cool restaurants and bars. And
so, how long were you in Columbus? For the
3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
So did those winters ever get to you?
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets. Is it the cold or is it the sky, the gray?
Both. I lived in Seattle for a while, so I don't mind the gray as long as I can do something. If you can recreate in it, it's cool. Mm-hmm. Columbus, Ohio, it's cold and gray and gross, and there's a ski resort, and it's about as steep as a parking lot. So
yeah,
when it sucks for 6 months. It's cold, it's gross, it's nasty.
Yeah. I've taken a plane from like Florida, and when you take off, you can see everybody's moving around doing their thing, and then in the winter, and then you head to the Midwest, and when you're landing, it's dead. Yeah, you can see the streets. There's no one out, and everything changes there.
I lived there when we had that polar vortex where all the people were dying in Chicago, and there was like 18 feet of snow in Buffalo, and it was like -20. Was the low, and then it had whatever it was like -30 or something with the wind chill, but it was just a sustained 15-mile-an-hour wind, so it sucked.
Just a brutal.
Yeah, you can't even breathe. You go outside and your nose hole's freeze shut, and it's awful.
We're here. We got the heat now.
Yeah,
it's very comparable to the cold. So, except I don't know. I prefer the heat.
Very much. Yeah.
And it's because you can still go out and do things.
You just have to be smart about it. You have to worry about heat exhaustion and heat stroke and all that, but you drink ice water and you dress appropriately. And
when it's 100 degrees and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you don't get home and go for a run.
No, you go to the pool and recreate. When you get home, when you do anything, I mean, even just day-to-day life, trying to go grocery shopping, bundling up 2 kids, it's negative 18. It's there's nothing enjoyable about that. There's no fun in it.
Right. So 2 kids. You got the family.
I have 2. Yeah, a boy and a girl.
Okay, and they were in Columbus with you for 3.5 years, and then that's the only time in the Midwest. Where was before that?
So before Columbus, Ohio, I was in San Diego for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've gotten like kind of short stints with places at the Hyatt.
Yeah, I mean,
Short tour.
So I started in Seattle. I was in Seattle for 1 year and 2 days.
Exactly.
No, for real. It's for 1 year and 2 days.
Right.
My anniversary. Long story, but the restaurant that I was in, they leased out the space.
Yeah.
Inside the hotel. So I transferred to Colorado, and I was there for 6 years at the Park Hyatt in Beaver Creek. So I was there for 6 years. But yeah, besides the house that I lived in until I was, I don't know, 17 or 18, I haven't lived in anywhere really for longer than 5 or 6 years.
Wow. That's a lot of moving around.
Yeah.
And so you met your wife, and you've got a family now throughout this, and you guys have just been kind of, I mean, I don't like to use the word nomads, but you guys
it's semi-nomadic, yeah.
So, you're thinking about staying in Austin, or you thinking about leaving?
I mean, I bought a house. I haven't bought a house in any of the other places that I've lived. I bought a condo in Colorado, but yeah, no, I'm good. Moving with kids adds a whole new
so when did the kids come about? How old are they now?
My wife, we lived in Maui for 2 years, and my wife was...
How was Maui?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Groundhog's Day, so every day is gorgeous.
And the people there. I mean, the local people.
It's... I grew up in Arizona, in southern Arizona, so I grew up not a majority.
All right.
Not a minority, but not a majority. There's a lot of Hispanic. There's a lot of just Caucasians, but
similar there.
Yeah, you're definitely the white people are. You're definitely not a local.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's interesting. No, I mean it's if you're shitty to people, they'll reciprocate. If you're nice to people,
but the cultures there is very. I mean, they're like people of the land, right? I mean, they're very peaceful.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're very proud of who they are and where they're from, and it's if you go there
with your nose in the air.
Yeah, if you go there like an asshole, they're going to treat you like one.
Okay.
But if you go there with respect for who they are and moving, I mean, I got...
You know that for personal experience. Of course I know
I was there for 2 weeks and
No.
got invited to a 1-year-old's birthday party, so...
Oh, okay. So you don't know that. I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, I definitely had a peer who went there with a different mindset than I moved there with that did not have a good time.
Good. So your wife, though, I got
She's awesome, man. She being married to a chef, I'm sure, is not easy. Being a chef isn't easy, so being married to one, I'm sure, isn't any easier. I'm trying to think of dates that kind of blur together, but my wife was pregnant with our daughter, who was born in February, and we moved to San Diego September, October, 7 years ago.
Okay.
My uncle was stationed in San Diego, so I had an aunt and uncle and 2 cousins.
All right.
I flew out for 2 weeks for a working interview. The chef there had left, and they needed somebody to help, and they asked me if I wanted to go help with the potential of earning the job if I did well. So I went there, I got the job, moved back to Maui so I could cover the hotel while my then boss went on vacation for 2 weeks. So my wife flew back home to Michigan to stay with her parents for 2 weeks and then was going to meet me in San Diego. I got to San Diego. I was there for, I don't know, a day and a half. And all the hotels, all the union workers for the Hyatts in San Francisco went on strike. So I went up there on task force, leaving my pregnant wife in San Diego. So she moved in with my aunt and uncle and cousins for about a month. And then I came back down to San Diego for 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And then my daughter was born, and then we moved to Ohio in January. I think it was January.
Right.
-15, awful.
Just one kid at this time.
A January. My daughter turned 2 that February. My wife was pregnant with our son, who was born that April.
Okay, so your kids didn't spend much time in the snow.
No, 3.5 years. I mean,
But they're younger.
a 5-year-old, 2.5 years is half his life. So
Yeah. So and then you make it over here,
yeah, and here I am now.
but you have a house.
I do have a house. Yeah.
So that must say something. You like Austin. You got the kids now.
Yeah, I love Austin. It's I don't like being cold. I lived in a ski resort for 6 years, so I like to ski.
Yeah.
But if I can't recreate, I have no desire to be cold.
Right. But you can. I mean, vacation, right? Ski.
My dad's a pot farming ski instructor in Colorado, so
Okay, there you
I can
go.
still go.
You can
Yeah.
drive. Hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So I like Austin. I like the I don't know, man. I like live music and fun places to go, and I like the fact that my wife and I can still go have good beers in a yard somewhere that's a bar, and people don't look at us like we're crazy people.
It is lovely, right? Austin has a great vibe to it.
Yeah.
There's not. I guess I'm past the part where there's really not a lot of people judging people, which is very nice, right?
I think that's why everybody that loves Austin loves it so much, because you can be whoever you want to be.
You can. It's
And if you wasting your time judging or worrying about anybody else, that's on you. Nobody else really cares.
Oh no.
So
I'm curious. 17, and you've never really stayed anywhere. What do you think now? Like, you think you're kind of longing for like a home, maybe?
All the moves, Seattle, Colorado, Hawaii, were progression in career. And then when I moved to San Diego, it's the first time I got an exec chef job with Hyatt, and that was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So from there, I went to a bigger hotel in Ohio, and then now I got to pick a hotel in a place that I wanted to live. So yeah, I'm in no hurry.
Yeah,
I like
beautiful.
it. Yeah.
The Hyatt have any big plans? Are you guys expanding or doing anything down here?
Yeah, I mean Hyatt as a company is they're in the hotel business. They're hoteliers, so they are always looking and moving and changing. We bought a company called Two Roads Hospitality that has 250 more hotels.
In the Southwest or
All
nationwide?
All over nationwide.
Okay.
So one of the new hotels that's being built in Austin, the Tommy Thompson, is a Two Roads property, which now Hyatt owns.
Where's that? There's a bunch of hotels being built right
It's
now.
on 5th and Brazos.
Oh, okay.
And then they're building another Hyatt-centric on 11th and Red River or something like that. So, I mean, there's besides the 4 that are already here, there's 2 more.
Right.
So,
What got you into cooking? I mean, back, I don't know when that was, 17, you left home. I mean, were you cooking
well,
then?
I got invited to leave home at 17.
Here's the door, son.
Kind of, yeah. I was a bad influence on my younger siblings, so I spent the majority.
And are they in good shape right now? Did they follow?
One of each. I spent, after my siblings watching me spend the majority of my senior year of high school on my various friends' couches, still graduated.
Right.
My little sister is doing well for herself, and my little brother's a hippie, semi-professional mountain biker. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, he
And
does a
where's
mountain
he
bike
at?
tour in Arizona, where we grew up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. He's all sponsored and doing his thing.
No, he doesn't live to work. He works to live.
Okay.
So he's just one of the fortunate people. Like I get paid to cook. I love my job.
Yeah.
He rides a mountain bike and does tours for tourists and
That's
makes
good.
enough money to pay for his house. Him and his wife have a new baby. So I mean, he's doing well. He doesn't have the traditional good job.
Yeah.
He's lost a few good jobs, so I think he has some
But
time.
he's
where
happy.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So what you got? I just curious because I have a similar situation. My brother watched me go down all these wrong roads.
Sure.
And he was straight as an arrow for a while.
Sure. That was my sister. We're a year and a half apart, so.
Okay. Yeah, my brother's out in New Orleans now playing in a band, but still clean as a whistle.
Sure.
Oh, a good kid. Good guy now.
Yeah. Being an adult now.
Right, yeah.
So what got me started in this, my mom has 8 brothers and sisters. She's the oldest of 9.
That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Her youngest brother, stepbrother, so her mom passed away, I don't know, I think like a week after I was born. I never met her.
Oh.
Had divorced my grandfather, and he had another son. So the same dad for 9 siblings, but different mom. He's only, 5-6 years older than me. His mom had a restaurant, so we would go back up to Montana, and I'd visit him, and he never had nice stuff, but he always had stuff. He had a truck. He had all kinds of fishing poles and shit, and he always had the means to be able to have fun. He worked hard for it, He had a job, so I like the idea of having money, I guess, because I didn't have a lot growing up.
So it kind of influenced you a little bit.
Well, just because I asked him why. He went to UNLV and went to the restaurant and hospitality management school at UNLV.
Okay.
And is running I think probably the longest running catering business in Montana, up in Kalispell, where they're from.
That's nice to see.
Yeah, so he's done amazing. And I always liked that everything that he did was on his terms.
Montana's beautiful.
Yeah.
I got lost in Montana once.
Yeah?
When I was a kid.
There you go. Yeah. So I grew up in Arizona, and we'd go back. Both my parents are from Montana. So I think a combination of that, and my mom, as much as she tried, she was an awful cook. Awful. It was terrible.
Uh-huh.
You'd make something and it was gross and nobody ate it, so you had leftovers for 4 days, kind of gross.
Oh, goodness.
She tried.
She did try. Regularly.
Yeah, frequently.
Almost every night?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, bad. So, it was amazing to me that
None
somebody
of
could
those stick out. None of her meals.
I can remember the majority of them because they were not good. I mean, it's not like everything was inedible. I mean, there were some things that she did pretty well. My father was a great cook. He didn't cook often, but he was really good at it.
Okay.
So my dad's, I guess all the influences, my uncle, my mom's youngest brother, and my grandmother, my dad's mom, was an amazing cook. And so I saw 3 people who really, really enjoyed it. 2 of them were very good at it. My grandmother enjoyed it because she could cook for her family and, take care of people. My uncle enjoyed it because he was good at it and he made money at it, and it was kind of really the only thing he knew how to do.
Right.
So, my father, before he retired, moved to Colorado, ran a handyman subcontracting. He didn't build full houses, but he would do additions and bathrooms and whatever.
Yeah.
So I worked for him for about 2 weeks, got fired.
That's a quick run.
Hey, tried digging ditches in Arizona in the summertime. It doesn't take long to get fired.
Okay.
I was just a rotten shit. I needed money to do things. I had a dirt bike, but if I wanted to put gas in it, I had to buy gas, right?
Right.
So I was like 15, and got a job through the school. My high school had or just going into high school, they had I don't know what they're called, like a tech or a trade school component to it, where I would get out of school at noon a couple days a week and go work and learn a skill or a trade.
Sure. What was that?
I worked at the Radisson Hotel.
Oh, okay.
As a dishwasher and a prep cook.
So that was the intro.
So ever since I was 15, after I got fired from my dad, I walked in. He drove me to this interview. He said, "If you want a job, you got to get a job. You got to work."
Yeah.
And I walked in, and this was 1995 in Arizona, and you could still smoke in the kitchens until 1998. So I walked in. They brought me back to the chef's office. He's sitting in there it's like sitting in his chair, smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer. He walked me over to the dishwasher station. The guy was over there listening to God, who did he listen to? DRI, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles.
Okay.
I walked over, and the prep cooks were over there listening to hip hop, and there was some guy in the back listening to God knows what. And I walked around and I was like, "You guys all get paid for this?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sign me up. $5 an hour, $5.50 an hour."
Oh, wow. How times have changed, right?
Yeah.
Then
So
that
long
was
story
it.
longer. That was it since
Yeah.
1995. That's the only
All right.
thing I know how to do.
And I was going to say, is that how you feel too now? That maybe that's the only thing you know how to do? There's really nothing else you could fall back on? Cooking is
I
what
worked
you do?
retail for a year.
Yeah. Not your jam?
I was still, I was still cooking, and no, I like guest interaction. I like talking to people. I like, but I felt, you feel kind of useless if you're working in a store, and there's nobody there to buy anything. You can't really do anything.
Right. Yeah, no. So this introduction to the kitchen as a dishwasher, so you kind of gravitated towards like the rogue aspect of how a kitchen is working, right? The back of the house.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, is something that you enjoyed, right?
Love it. It's a pirate ship.
It's a pirate ship.
Yeah. Or was the back then. Yeah.
But I love it was back then. Everything's changed a bit,
Yeah.
but I think you can still find Casino El Camino.
That's where I had lunch today.
Okay, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
And that's come up in the podcast before. Similar, right? Pirate ship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, but I wanted to touch on when you said that you with the retail you still like the customer service and stuff, which you need those qualities to be an executive chef. Well, a good one. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got talented chefs who can do anything, but if they can speak to a guest, that means all the world. So when you take pride in what you do, it's really easy to gravitate towards that back of the house, rebel, mindset, but be able to go out and talk to a guest because you're proud of what you do.
Yeah, well, and I think you make a transition also when you're the executive chef that you're only as good as your worst cook. So if you can't stand up for them when something goes right or wrong, that's on you.
Yeah.
So if you're out talking to guests and they love it, it's great feedback to hear. But if you're not sharing it with the people who actually cook the meal, it's not. It's
You're their
selfish,
backbone.
right?
Yeah.
But if you also go out there and something is wrong, they order something medium and it's raw, or they order something raw and it's well done, or whatever, they order fish and it has a bunch of bones, or it's you have to take responsibility for what you're serving them, and
Right.
you have to represent it. So you have to be comfortable talking to people about that, and then also how do you in the super competitive arena that we're in now, there's hotels and restaurants, and everybody, it seems like, serves food and beverage in this town. So if you're competing for a piece of business for a wedding, and you can't go talk to a bride or a mother of the bride or whoever's paying for it and has the most interest in it, and sell yourself or tell them what the difference is or why or how you're going to be a part, and make them feel that you're a part of their event, it's
You're not going to go very far.
no.
There's many options. So you came here 2 years ago. So you came in at a time where we've just seen like a boom of, catering and restaurants everywhere you turn. It's a great time, but it's also very competitive, right?
Yeah, I think everywhere, every city in the country probably faces the same staffing challenges.
Yeah,
But
it's probably true, right?
I mean, I would imagine
Yeah.
Austin's unique because everybody wants to live here, but most of the reason they want to live here is because there's a lot of really, really good jobs, and so
And those jobs, just like the tech stuff that keeps popping up.
yeah,
and-
tech stuff. I mean, that Oracle building they built down there on Riverside, and there's like 10,000 new jobs in there, and
They're building the new Apple up on, I forget where. There's an Apple
up on the Domain.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I think there's no state income tax, so that's like a 15% increase on anybody's salary moving here from California. So I get why they want to come here.
Right.
But those places have, I don't know what is staff dining or whatever the experiential meal is for them, that you can go get a job Monday through Friday, 7 to 3, and work normal hours in that type of environment and still get to cook. So I think the type of food and beverage jobs you can get now and the variety of them and how there's so many and so different is why there's just so many different open jobs.
Yeah. Well, when I go around, everyone is looking for help.
Yeah.
Do you guys experience the slowdown during the summer that like restaurants will see, and catering especially?
Yes and no. You know, the benefit of the hotel game is we have 454 hotel rooms, and people want to spend the night, right? They come to the city, they still want to spend the night. So we have group business. We're not just dependent on the people coming in, walking in. We still have that overnight guest component. So while it's not as busy as September, October, November, or January, February, March, we do pretty well in the summertime because we still have that overnight guest room component where we're still doing breakfast and still have everything open.
All right. What are you guys doing with barbecue there? Or the pit? I always see you guys smoking out there.
We, I did it as a, selfishly I did it because I live in Austin, Texas, and I wanted to have a pit.
Yeah.
And learn how to use it. But you can buy, in this day and age, you can buy anything from anywhere.
Right.
You can buy already done briskets, and they'd love to sell them to you. You can go to Terry Black's and buy an already done brisket for like $19 a pound. So you can pay $200 and get a whole brisket.
But you wanted to.
It's not financially responsible to do all of your catering with that.
No, but so how do you feel you've come along here with?
I don't run a barbecue establishment, but I've learned enough. I mean, you know how to cook, and you can try. And I think the few times that you get it wrong, you learn more from than the times that you get it right.
Right.
So 2 years into it now, just the money I'm saving buying raw product and doing it in house is already paid for the whole smoker 6 times over, 10 times over now.
Sure.
So now it's just fun. It's fun to go out.
Yeah,
we do briskets, pork butts, and chicken, and
it's fun to pull up and smell it. Right.
Yeah.
All right. There's nothing wrong about it. Have you been over to Franklin's or anything? Valentina's.
Yeah. Valentina's was the first meal I ate in Austin.
Wow. That's a good first.
Well, outside of the hotel. So when I lived in the hotel for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks when I moved here.
And just ate everything in the hotel?
Well, one of the benefits of moving with a multinational corporation.
They're paying for it?
Part of it. I mean, when you invest this much time for people to learn systems and programs and, developing them to be a part of your leadership in your company, they help with the move. So when my family and I moved out of the hotel into our house, we had to wait for, I don't know, like 6 months or something before we could get into our house. We rented a house in South Austin.
Oh, okay.
And the first night that we were there, it's Olympic Heights. It's like 2 neighborhoods down.
Sure.
We went over to Valentina's and ate.
Okay. That's a good first meal.
Yeah. And that's what we had for breakfast the next day was went over there and got breakfast tacos. So
good.
First 2 meals, I guess.
I live right here, and this is like redundant now because it's come up so many times. But if anybody's listening, sorry for saying it again. But I live here, and I never tried it. And I started doing the podcast 2 months ago.
Right.
And everyone was like I felt uncomfortable in my skin because I hadn't eaten it, and I live so close to it. So I finally went over there, and now I've been like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it's all the good barbecue shops here do good, but it's barbecue. So I think with them doing the Tex-Mex thing and his whole mantra or motto of Hecho con Amor, his food's good, man. And him and his brother and their wives run the business.
Yeah,
and everything they have, they've built them. They do a good job. We hosted a culinary competition. So Hyatt.
Oh, recently, yeah?
Yeah, we have a global competition.
How'd you do there?
Well, I can't. So it's everybody below the exec chef level trying to build the talent pool and keep people excited and experiencing their cuisine. And,
sure.
It's every time you go and talk to a tasting, you're applying for a job, right? You're trying to get their business. So getting our young chefs comfortable cooking in different settings and different environments, cooking for different people. So it's a global competition. They break it down, Asia, Middle East, Europe, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So they break it all the way down into regions. So my hotel, I invited 18 different chefs, 18 different chefs to come
Right.
and compete in it, and we hosted it. And I had one of the judges that I had was Miguel Vidal from Valentina. So he came over as one of the local, whatever, local talent, local celebrity, local chef judges. So it was cool to see him. I wanted his take on the food that these people are cooking, because everything, when you meet him, super humble guy, super nice.
Yeah.
Very friendly, very out, just he smokes meat, and his food is good, and he's very grateful that people love his food.
Yeah, I saw recently he closed up on Tuesday because they're open 24/7.
Yeah.
Well, they operate 24/7.
Yeah, because you have to smoke.
Right. So I think
Long
he
time.
finally closed for Tuesday to give everybody a break.
Yeah, every Tuesday they're closed.
So that's great.
Yeah, and so having him, getting that perspective of somebody who cooks food for the right reason. He cooks food because he loves it, and it allows him to do well for him and his family. I wanted that perspective in that competition.
Sure.
So yeah, it was cool.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, and when you say, it's barbecue, it is, right? It's, it's smoked meat. How was it compared to anywhere else you've been? Like, I'm sure you had some kind of barbecue in Ohio.
Barbecue in Ohio is not.
It's all saucy, drenched in sauce.
Yeah, it's like Northern Kentucky barbecue.
Okay.
It's
What
definitely a
about Maui?
sauce-based barbecue.
Don't they smoke?
They do, yeah. Huli huli.
What's that?
Huli huli is rotisserie chicken, but they roast it over. Yeah,
They don't bury it and all that.
In the emu, yeah. So they do pigs that they roast whole hogs.
Sure.
In an emu underground for luau's.
Wow.
So everywhere you go, all different cultures have different types of roasted or smoked meats.
Right. But people, I had a guy on here, and his quote was, he got to work with Aaron Franklin.
Okay.
And I think his first day on the job, he told Aaron Franklin, "Hey, I know a lot about barbecue. Don't worry. You're in good hands that you got me." And he said, like an hour later, Aaron was just, he chuckled at him, and he had no idea what he was doing about an hour later. So there's got to be like I don't know, maybe you should hook up with one of them. Just because you're doing that every day, and you have obviously a passion to learn a little bit.
Yeah, it's, I think the people that do it all day, every day, just by default get good if they're willing to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah.
If you smoke something and it's too hot and it just tastes burnt, or, I don't know everything that can go wrong with it.
Right.
And you learn from that.
I don't either, right?
If you take a brisket, if you look at it, they're not really all that attractive raw.
Right.
But then after you have one of them smoke it for 12 to 18 hours or however long they do, and it's pretty amazing what comes out.
Yeah. Definitely. So when you guys are doing that, are you like incorporating it in tacos or dinners or?
Yeah, we have, like I said, we do the briskets, pork butts, and chicken. So we have chicken sandwiches, brisket sandwiches, tacos.
Like a pulled chicken?
Yeah, and then we also do the whole thigh.
Okay, nice.
And then pulled pork. We do the food on the Capital Cruise boats.
Right.
So we have a barbecue buffet that we do for that as well, and we also do it in banquets. So there's times where I do 80 pounds, and then there's other weeks where I do 600 pounds. So it just depends on what's coming in the hotel.
Yeah. Have you done food and wine?
Mm-mm.
What about this weekend we have the Hot Luck? Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, okay. I got to show you that. That's an Aaron Franklin thing, I think, on
Maybe,
at least one day,
know.
but I think it's 3 days long.
The food and wine, I've never cooked in it or been a part of it. I see it because it's over at Auditorium Shore, so it's right next door to the hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
Haven't done that. There was a goat one. Wasn't there a goat cooking festival a couple weeks ago?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
We're I guess, a self-inflicted, semi out of touch with all of that. It would be fun. I think part of what's missing in
As far as the Hyatt
the
goes.
hotel culture is you don't necessarily always get out to that to make the effort to do it.
What about you taking your lady over there?
Oh, for sure. Date nights are always good.
So when you, I remember the first time you were going to come in here, you were like, you guys were going to a brewery, right? It was like on a Sunday, and you and your lady, you guys were going to a brewery. Don't remember?
We were probably going to ABGB, Austin Beer Garden.
Oh, okay, I was curious which one it was. That's a good one.
It is super good.
And what about the food? Do you eat it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I like their pizzas.
I believe it's a Chef Tim, but he's really proud of what they do over there. The guy.
I don't know his name. I remember hearing his story 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, he's from New Orleans or somewhere around there.
Okay, all right.
He might be Cajun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm making it up, but I think he's from somewhere down there. And I was actually still living in the hotel, and one of the first times I got out, one of the managers brought me over there. It was before my wife and kids got over, and we went over there, had some beers, and ate. So I was telling my wife about it. I said, "Man, this place is great. You can have kids. They have good beer." And the pizzas, there was a band, and coming from Ohio, those places don't exist.
Right. But that is a good one.
Well, so you go there, and my daughter, she is definitely the daughter of a chef. The only thing she won't eat, I don't know yet what she won't eat.
Oh, really?
There's things she won't eat twice.
Yeah.
But she'll eat
at least
anything.
try
Yeah,
it.
she'll try it. And so we go, and her and I usually split one of the white clam pizzas. I don't know if you've had theirs.
I haven't. No.
They are good.
Oh man.
Super garlicky, super oniony, or super lemony.
That's right up my
super
alley.
good. Yeah, and she loves it. I don't tell her that they're clams necessarily.
Right.
She just thinks they're roasted garlic and lemon pizza. So.
Good move. Good
Yeah,
move.
yeah. So we go there once in a while. There's an old twangy country cover band that my wife likes that we go and listen to on Sundays.
Okay, you so you go there. You frequent there often.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd like to eat pizza and drink beer as often as I can.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen
Like
you over
once
there.
a month. We probably usually go in once a month on Sundays because they have a band that Sunday afternoon thing. The band
Like 3 or
starts
4,
at like 4.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, when you're in that hotel, that's like one of those places that you get real spoiled. You try for the first time, like you're in the hotel, you get out, you go to the ABGB, and you're like, man, if this is what Austin's like, we are home free.
Yeah.
And it's a really good one, but there's many other places that are good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the South Austin Beer Garden, SABG, with those initials, when that opened, I was so excited. And not to discredit the South Austin Beer Garden, because
Right.
I am going down a negative. This is my gripe was when I pulled up, I was hoping for the ABGB, like
same.
in South Austin. And I pulled up, I parked my truck, and I got out, and I didn't smell any hops. And I was like, I knew.
Yeah.
I could smell the mulch and everything because it was brand new. And
Right.
I knew from the second I opened the door that there was no brewing going on.
Yeah.
So 200 beers on tap, full bar, right? It's full bar.
You know, when I went in, somebody told me it was open. They didn't really announce that it was open, but they just started selling beers.
Yeah.
So we drove past.
Did
and it was,
you drove past by mistake?
Well, I knew where it was.
Yeah.
Just because they told me it was like right next to the parking lot of that church that's right next to it, and so I drove past. And I was like, that place isn't open. So my wife and we were out doing something, and we brought the kids, and we pulled in. And there was like 2 or 3 work trucks,
Right.
like construction trucks, and they were pouring concrete, and there was mud and shit everywhere. And I was like, man, the place isn't open. So I haven't actually been in yet and had a beer.
Okay. I did.
It looks cool. And it looks like a cool building, but I thought they were brewing beer.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool place to go drink.
I think you
beer.
and me maybe both thought that because SABG
I thought.
and ABGB.
I don't think we're the only ones that thought that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was, and I hate to say it because it's a cool. I know the guy who helped open it. His name's Casey. He does the In the Weeds stuff for Facebook.
Okay.
So he helped open it. I actually ran into. That's the first time I've ever met him, but I've interacted with him, and then I finally got to put a face to all the messages we've exchanged, which was really weird. But I was also kind of let down that there was no. It was a weird thing that happened, but it's still a cool spot, and we've got the Moon Tower here.
Mm-hmm.
But the Moon Tower's cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys go over there.
We do. We've been there for the last 2 Halloweens. They do a super cool Halloween party for the kiddos on that Sunday, whatever, right before Halloween. because you can have kids there until, I don't know, 6 or something on Sundays.
Sure.
And they do a good job making it kid-friendly.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, it's cool oak trees, comfy Adirondack chairs. It's hard to have a bad time. It's hard to have a bad time in a setting like that.
Yeah.
I like to eat also, so I get a little bit more picky when I go to make sure that I have something to eat.
Well, I will tell you this. I want to ask you, but I'm going to stop recommending places after this. But a buddy, Camden, just opened a food truck over there called Liberation. And
Where at?
At the Moon Tower.
Okay.
So that may satisfy that picky need. I know he's doing barbecue too.
I mean, like I said, they had one over there that did burgers and chicken fingers and fried pickles and,
Sure.
bar food and shit, but every time you go, it's the same thing. So
Right, yeah. No,
I need
I
a little
get you.
variety. I want some.
I get you. I want to ask you, I've been naming these places. Where, like, if you and your lady are going out, where do you guys go? I know you mentioned already to me Little Darling.
Little Darling's, it's a cool neighborhood. It's hard. I guess it's not really a neighborhood. It's not in a neighborhood, but you go and you have the feeling of community or neighborhood because you have. I'm assuming there's millionaires that go there because there's awful nice cars in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
And then all the way down to,
Right.
the rest of us.
Yeah, like little 85 F-150.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that because they have good. Their food is really good. The full bar, good beers on tap. I guess it depends on what we're in the mood for. I don't like to eat the same thing over and if I like something, I eat it quite a bit.
Is there
but I'm
one of
also
those?
a creature of habit that if I eat it too much, I won't like it. So I know that about myself, so I don't.
I did that once with Eggo waffles. I was like 15, 12. I don't know how old I was,
Yeah.
but I way overdid it.
Yeah,
I can't even touch them now
yeah,
to this day. I think I did that with vodka once too.
yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
I did that with cheap tequila once or twice. I think we eat at Ramen Tatsuya quite a bit in the wintertime. I can't eat it when it's 100 degrees outside as much as I'd like to. I just can't.
Well, I mean, when you go in there and take your first bite, it's 100 degrees,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's good. These last couple Mondays, because both of our kids are, the youngest is in preschool and my daughter's in first grade. So on Mondays after we drop them off at school, we'll go down to the lake. We'll go for a run or a walk, jog, whatever.
You need to, right?
Kind of move. Yeah. I mean,
Cheers.
Cheers if you
Cheers.
eat enough cheeseburgers and drink enough beers.
Right.
Yeah, you got to go exercise a little
Got to
bit.
maintain. You mentioned that.
So the last two, what's that?
The running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it at all. I'm not that good at it, but I really enjoy beers and ice cream and cheeseburgers and pizza. And
This is called balance.
yeah.
Old man balance.
Yeah. So my wife and I, we went and did, we'll go the Pleasant Valley side of the lake, which is 6 miles. So we'll do that. And then we always the last 2 times we treated ourselves. We went over to, oh God, why am I blanking on it? Easy Tiger.
Okay.
Yeah.
On 6th Street?
Yeah.
Have you seen the new one, the Easy Tiger Link?
No, I've heard about it.
It's very cool. Man, I go there in the morning, and that's one of those places that a lot of places I go to, you can't just eat. I mean, like, you have to sit down and do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Easy Tiger, you go up, order like a breakfast sandwich, and they have a pastrami, and it's like otherworldly.
That's what I was going to say. So my wife's new obsession that I'm trying to curb our addiction to is that pastrami sandwich there at Easy Tiger. It's
Really?
unbelievable. Yeah.
With a breakfast one, or just is it a different
So they
one?
have a sandwich, like a full sandwich
Okay.
on. Yeah, it's oh man,
It's really
yeah,
good.
it's dangerous good.
It is dangerous good. So
Yeah.
that's one of those repeat offenders. Like when I'm out and I end up at that place, I have to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens to me also. On the east side, I have a real hard time. When I go there, I don't know what I'm going to get something, but I have
Right.
options over there. But it's going to be something, and they're comparable to that.
yeah. So we east side. I have 2 spots that we go. We go to Bufalina.
Oh, I've not been over there. How is it?
It's good.
You like pizza?
I mean, I'm a carb enthusiast,
Okay.
so I like
that? You should
Yeah.
get a T-shirt with that. Would sell.
yeah. I like their pizzas. They're good. Their food's good. and I like Salt and Thyme. They have a dining room attached to the butcher shop, so you can go and get a very meat-centric lunch experience. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. We had a guy on here who works at a hotel, the OP Italian. He works at JW.
Okay.
And he works in the OP Italian restaurant. And he worked at Salt and Thyme.
Okay.
He didn't touch much on the experience over there on the podcast, but he did work over there.
I mean, it's when you walk in, it's a butcher shop, so it smells like a butcher shop.
Yeah.
But the whole right half of it is a dining room.
Right.
And a bar, and it looks like an old brasserie, so it looks like this big, old, huge French bar with all kinds of weird bottles you can't pronounce, and then they do really good food.
Yeah.
So.
Those are my grandfather's butcher knives.
Okay.
He was a butcher for years, and he gave me those recently.
Nice.
He's still trucking, but he gave me those. Because I think it's because the knife sharpening.
Maybe.
He's like, you need these.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
Grandpa.
keep them sharp.
Yeah, keep them sharp.
Yeah.
I'm never going to sharpen those. I'm going to leave them right there.
You're going to mount them on a wall, or?
I'm not sure. The only thing is I have a daughter, so
so you got to mount them out of reach.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I was going to hang them up in here, and I was like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
That would be the last thing I want. But they're pretty dull, actually. She might be all right.
Man,
actually, my daughter is...
gravity helps.
So our daughters are similar. Our daughter and son. My daughter's going into kindergarten. So
is mine, yeah.
All
my
the same
son's going
age.
Into kindergarten. He's 5. He just turned 5 in April.
Next time you guys come out this way for something, holler at us.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That would be great.
For sure.
Yeah, meet up at the South Austin Beer Garden or the Moon Tower or
take them over to Little Darling.
Yeah, I need to take. That's why I stopped there. I did like a fatherly check. Mm-hmm. Everybody kept checking. You said it's good to go. Kids before 9.
Kids, I don't know that I would bring kids there at 9, but
no. Well, my
before
daughter's
9, I
passed
think is
out
what
at
their
9.
website. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
mine turned into monsters at 9. So
yeah.
But yeah, every time I've gone, there's more than one child there.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I drove by, checked. Of course, I talked to the kitchen, and he said it's just 3 of them back there every day.
Yeah, that's what you said a little bit ago. That's crazy.
I thought that was cool too.
And they move a lot of food in that little building.
They were going. He was talking to me while he was pulling stuff out of the oven and tossing a pan there. So yeah. So sorry. Where else?
I recently attended a going away dinner for somebody at the hotel that left, and we went to Emmer and Rye.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, I think, the 4th meal I've eaten there, and every time it's good. I don't know. I like everything.
Yeah.
All of it.
There's a lot of good food out there.
Surprisingly, I drive past this place. I drove past it for 6 months. It's a little taco truck on the corner of Riverside and Congress, or Barton Springs, Riverside and Congress. Don Humes, or however you pronounce it with the G.
Okay.
It looks like it's closed the majority of the time. I think it's probably open late night. It's as good as the Riverside tacos. Their El Pastor it's tasty.
Nice.
And it's like $1, so.
Well, can't beat that.
Yeah.
Order like 4 of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And how do you know that? You out there when you get off of work?
I've driven past it at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I mean, just depends what time I get out of work.
Yeah. And when, all right, I mean, that's a good few places. That's a good one that somebody can hit up. I like to ask just in case anybody wants a place to eat and they're like, oh, well, I'll try that.
Sure.
Go to Bufalina.
The best happy hour currently right now is El Alma.
El Alma.
Yeah.
On Barton Creek?
Yeah.
Barton Springs.
It shares a parking lot. It's at the far...
Goes right up that hill, right?
Far west end of where Terry Black's is.
Yeah, that's not far from you guys, right?
Yeah. Probably the best margarita in town. Super good food.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you do like pizza, it's not a place you'd go for pizza, but Eberly, the pizza.
On South Lamar?
Yes, and it's not a pizza place. They've got all kinds of food, but pizza.
Really?
Just go, trust me.
It looks, I drive past, getting from South Austin to downtown Austin, you experience all different routes to get there.
It's
I've
by
driven past
Uchi.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know it, but it looks more like it reminds me of a 1980s New York steakhouse where everybody has pinky rings and, because it looks like an old.
Why? Because it's white?
Well, I mean, it's old, and old and white, and there's a big gold letters on the side of the building, and just when you drive past it, that initial glimpse of it looks like an old Italian mafioso steakhouse.
It may be. I don't know.
Might be.
You got the Japanese mafia next door with Uchi.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There you go.
But Uchi's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been over there a few times?
I have.
What about Uchiko?
No.
No. What about Commodore? Are you going to go over there?
Yes.
You are going to go?
Yeah.
You have been, or are you going?
I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm intrigued, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been really trying, right? With
Yeah.
these restaurants he's opened. So Commodore, I think there's some good potential. Are you on their Instagram?
I am not.
Oh, you got to check it out. For the first few weeks there, they would just post these images that when you would open up their whole page, it would create this giant image. Kind of hard to explain, but it wasn't just, it was like a corner of an image, and if you opened it up, it would.
Oh, okay.
It was almost like an anticipation thing. It's exciting. No pictures of food, anything like that. But his wife, Callie, has the Holy Roller. And yeah,
okay.
And they're very close to one another. But the sous chef over there, she's into podcasts, and I wanted her to come on here. But have you been to Holy Roller?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think?
I'm a fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you go for breakfast, lunch, dinner?
I went for breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Good,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that had to be good.
Yeah, it's super good. It's breakfast it's polarizing. It's either really good or it's just meh.
Oh, yeah?
It's okay.
So you've been a few times?
Twice.
Okay. All right. So once really good, once meh.
No, both times were good. Like it's one of those, like, I won't go back. If the first experience isn't good, I won't go back. There's too many other places that are.
Okay. Yeah. So, Chef Reese, you like Austin?
I do. I'm a fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? What are you up to? I mean, when you're not working? I know you like to ski, but you're not doing that tonight.
No. When I don't work, it depends. I like to go to shows. I like to see music. Which
we talked about that a little bit.
In Austin, yeah.
What kind of music? And what do you jam? Everything? Is it an everything answer?
I was listening to A Tribe Called Quest on my drive down here. I was listening to.
They did a good move releasing that new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to the Starving Wolves on the way to work.
Yeah. I probably should know, but I don't.
It's a punk band from Austin.
Oh, okay, cool.
Used to be the Crumb Bums. Now they're the Starving Wolves.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Super good. I listen to everything. Not everything. I take that back.
What?
I like punk rock, hardcore punk, street punk, heavy metal, hip hop. I like good hip hop. I don't like weird. I like 90s hip hop, I guess.
Yeah.
Early 2000s hip hop.
What about Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to have good lyrical content.
Yeah.
It's, the beats, some of the beats right now are trash. Some of them are good, but if the lyrical content sucks, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been a fan of Wu-Tang.
I do like Wu-Tang.
Everybody in Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
I mean, most everybody. There's always the rare, I don't want to say dud, but something you will turn on from a release from like you got or whatever, where you're like, all right, skip.
Yeah.
Skip.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like Wu-Tang. Yeah, so I mean, I like a large variety of music.
But I did not hear country.
I do.
You get the bug at all?
I like good country,
like Texas country, or are you like?
Yeah, I like Cody Jenks.
Okay.
So I like some good Texas country.
Yeah.
I don't like. I don't know, like pop country.
Yeah.
I
think that's more like just mainstream country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like country. I mean, it depends, but I got to be in the mood for it.
You got a good ear then for music with those. Yeah. No, this is a great town for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And we talked beforehand. I play music a little bit, but it's just for leisure. Maybe one day, when my daughter's a little bigger, you'll see me out there on 6th Street doing something.
There you go. When she's in college and doesn't need dad anymore, home on the weekends.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah. So that's good, man. I mean, you're doing the chef life. I mean, you're working. You got the kids.
I'm doing my version of the chef life. The chef life with kids is way different than the chef life before kids.
You think you're going to stick around here?
I think so, man. It's my wife likes it. She's got some good friends. Some of my oldest friends, her and I have mutual friends that we worked with 15 years ago in Colorado that live here. So it's like you have those friends that you've known like your entire adulthood.
Yeah.
Being 40s, your entire adulthood isn't that long yet, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, man, that's good. I mean, that sounds like things are kind of falling into place a little bit. You got the kids, right? You don't need
kids
to
are
leave.
happy to do well in school. Yeah,
right?
Got a house.
Friends.
Yep.
In a good place.
Yeah, I got a good mechanic to help me out with my old truck that I'm rebuilding. So.
Oh yeah, what kind of truck?
I have a 1969 Ford F-250.
Wow.
I'm
jealous.
It's a work in progress.
What'd you drive here?
I have a Toyota Tundra that I drive back and forth.
Oh, I like that too.
Yeah.
What color is it?
Gray.
I didn't even see it.
It's silver. I didn't know if I should park in the driveway, so I drove around the corner.
Well, it's kind of hard to park next to the truck. Yeah.
I had a 1965 Ford F-100 in high school.
So you're a fan of the Ford?
Yeah, I mean it's what I knew. So my grandfather bought it new.
The Toyotas are built here, right?
It's built in Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I thought they were built in Texas.
Some of them are. I don't know.
Okay.
I know that the trucks are built in Tennessee.
Okay.
My grandfather bought that 65 new, drove it for forever, gave it to my dad, I don't know, 1990 or something like that. And my father and I rebuilt it, put a new motor in it, new transmission, and he gave it to me, kind of.
Yeah.
It was still his, but I drove it to school, and I smashed it, destroyed it, put it into a ditch doing 100.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I mean,
Hey, you went on style.
Yeah. And
totaled it?
Oh, fuck. It was... I hit the ditch doing about 100, did a full flip, rolled 3 times.
Wow. You can say that. Not everybody can say they've done the flip.
Broke 2 ribs. It was
Jesus.
It was wrecked. Had a buddy that was with me that fractured one of his vertebrae. It was.
Thank God you guys are good though.
Yeah. So that was. So it took me a long time. So I have a newfound respect for. I've always wanted another one of those trucks.
Yeah.
To get back to the, if I could unfuck that situation.
Well, what better way than to restore it?
Yeah. So this is a different. So the 65 that I had was the first year that they put the twin I-beams front suspension in it, but it's a little bit round. I like the next body style that started in 67. A little bit bigger interior, and straighter lines.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the same. No power steering, drum brakes, 4-speed. It's basic truck. So I've been having fun working on that and getting it to not be an old Ford POS.
That's your project?
Yeah. Project. I mean, it's, when my wife says we have a little bit of extra money, I spend it on that and
nice.
Drive around the weekends.
Wise words there. When my wife says.
Yeah. Well, if it was up to me, it would
right.
be done.
Like I said, wise man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so you're at the Hyatt. I'm going to go there and check it out.
Please do.
I think it's kind of a cool thing to, if you're into going out to places to eat, to like check out places like that. I mean, it's a beautiful spot, right? Beautiful spot.
We're where I think we're the only hotel on this side of the river that has that view because we look at everybody else.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. You guys got gorgeous. The spot, right?
Yeah.
So, but thank you for coming in.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the beers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime. You're welcome to come back here. Please do.
Yeah.
Bring your sous chef.
I will. Which one? I got a few.
You do? Who do I always talk to?
Tall, skinny white guy with glasses.
He
Yeah,
just came
Rob.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just came from Seattle, right?
He did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We can talk about miserable Seattle for a little bit.
Miserable Seattle. He actually, oddly enough, just transferred here to work for me from the hotel that I started at with Hyatt 16 years ago.
Oh, like you guys are all like intertwined in a weird way?
Quick snippet about him. He grew up in LA but lived in Arizona for a long time and worked for a restaurant that after I left Poco, I worked at.
Okay.
Same. They own two different spots, so we've been had this weird intertwining.
So you guys get along good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, bring him.
Yeah,
in.
we'll bring him in. He'll be fun.
Have I not met the other Sues?
Omar. I don't know if you met Omar.
I think
so he runs a restaurant and then also does sushi. And then my new exec Sue, Sean, has been there for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know if you met him.
We gotta keep it chill here. We can't bring everybody.
That's what I mean. So I said, which one? I'll bring in Rob. He'll have fun with it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just joking with you. But yeah, you're welcome to come back. Please do come back.
Yeah, for sure.
And when the family's around, let's go.
Yeah. We'll go. Yeah, we'll go eat some white clam pizza or.
Oh yeah.
Go to Little Darlings.
We gotta tell my daughter to try that. And she sees your daughter or son. Is it your daughter? Who
both
tries
of them. Both of them eat it.
When
my daughter loves it.
Okay. When
my son just eats it when the other ones are gone.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Thank you, Chef.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
All right,
man.